What can you share from your NHL and AHL experience coming from Sweden and Europe? You were very young and had to adapt very quickly to not only the game but to the lifestyle and culture over in North America. Uh, and you were
Well,
playing in the U.S. In Milwaukee and Nashville, especially.
yeah. Well, what really helped me getting used to that my last year in Sweden before I went over, I had Dave King as the coach. So he kind of taught me more of the, like, we played a little bit more of the North American style. So he played me a ton. I like the way I like the North American style of hockey more, where it's more there's a lot more things happening all the time. But then we played in North American style in the bigger ice,
Right.
kind of like different. So then after him teaching me a little bit more about the North American way, getting into like training camp, just getting into training camp in Nashville was like, you see all these players, like you're around really, really good players, and
Mhm.
you're coming in as a young guy, you don't really know what to expect, especially like my first time coming for professional hockey over in North America. It was kind of like a shock.
Yeah.
Um, and I think my mentality wasn't that I was going to make the team. It was just like, I'm just going to go over and play. And where I end up playing,
Yeah.
okay, I probably will end up in the minors,
Yeah.
which for me, maybe like that's a thing I would change, that I probably should have had like a different mentality to it. But I was just happy being over there playing. Okay, I got cut, and then I got sent down to Milwaukee, and then we had Lane Lambert as the head coach there, and he pretty much taught me most like of my hockey sense I have now. It's he was so good at like describing all the details, like keeping your head up, just like battles along the boards, like getting pucks in, getting pucks out, shooting lane, stick position, like all these things that I didn't really think of like growing up, when it's more like, okay, you're playing, you're having fun.
Yeah. You
Because
just
in
you just
Sweden,
skate around
it's,
and play your position and yeah,
yeah, in
trying to
Sweden, they teach
football.
you
Yeah.
to be like a good overall player.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, you're an all around good player, and then like you work on certain skills that you want to get better. But North Americans are maybe more shaped into like a different role. Like you're going to be a power forward, or you're going to be a sniper, or the playmaker kind of thing, which I'm more of the all round player. And Lane kind of taught me more in these things. And I think that really helped me, because I could play any position. I could play, or any role. I mean, I could play in the power play. I could play penalty kill. I was doing it all. And that really helped me transition into the game of the North American style.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's great. So just relating from experience, when I went to Sweden to play, I was the only import on the team. Only, I guess, first language was English. Everyone else
Yeah.
was Swedish. A big thing, yeah, big time and experience in my life where I had to adapt to being in Europe. I've been there before, but not living there. It's different when you travel for 2 weeks and go on a vacation somewhere, or you go somewhere for a month. But it's way different when you're living somewhere for 6 months and actually having to, I guess, in our case, playing there but working there.
Yeah. And I feel like, so it's easier. So coming from Europe, everything, like especially in Sweden, all our movies, everything is in English, and then we have like the Swedish subtitle. So my English was pretty good coming over.
Yeah.
I was like the shy guy. um, at camp, we had a couple of Swedish guys, but then when I got sent down to Milwaukee, I think we had Patrick Hornquist was the other Swedish guy, and he went back over to play in Sweden for one more year. So I ended up being the only Swede
Okay.
um, over there, and that, I think that helped me a lot actually. Where I've noticed, especially now after playing in different leagues, that you kind of latch on to the people from your country.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's all you hang out with. And it's pretty much not all who you talk to, but it's like you just, instead of just hanging out with everyone and talking to everyone, it's so much easier to be like, okay, well, I'm just going to talk to this guy because I'm more comfortable with that.
Yeah.
So for me, going over, I was forced to talk to everyone.
Yeah.
And that helped me so much. And the veteran players we had on the team too, like they took such great care of me and helped me and showed me kind of how things worked over in North America, because I had no idea that you didn't get paid until October when I went over to camp in September, beginning of September, I think it was.
Yeah, we could even, it's funny, we can even relate to our experience in China there with Kumu and how many different countries we had on that team. There was, some Chinese players, Canadians, Americans, Latvians, Russians, Swedish, like yourself, Finnish, I think. There were so many different, a diverse group of players on there, and it's totally different. I mean, even talking about pro hockey and coming from college hockey, NCAA, much different. Even from my experience at Quinnipiac, it's a team mentality and culture they try and have to try and win, get into the 16-team tournament and then into the Frozen Four. That's the goal for all teams. And then we're in pro hockey, it becomes a job for everyone. It's someone's job to lose. So a lot more cliquey than college hockey for sure.
And that was the thing. Like I didn't really. So coming from Europe, I was used to having this like team mentality. So I think I was still kind of living in that bubble. And Nashville was a team. I think my first year, they might have called up one guy, maybe like one or maybe tops two guys. So like that year, I never got to like experience the whole thing with calling guys up and guys getting sent down and all that. So we pretty much, my first year, it was like more of like a team mentality. All the guys like, okay, they took us, the veteran guys showed us like, oh, there's the places where you should live. Like here's like good restaurants. Like they showed me the ropes. And then for the next year, like, okay, now I got to more like experience more and more. I knew a little bit more, so I didn't really need that help. And I started helping out. So I got to be I wasn't like obviously not a veteran guy on the team, but I wanted, because like I wanted to help out because I never like knew this competition level. But then I got to experience that after more and more training camps and years playing over there, that playing in the minors, it's more of, like you said, it's like the competition of, okay, who's going to get that chance to, like, you're not, it kind of takes it away a little bit too from I feel like that you're obviously not wishing that someone's going to go and get injured. It's almost feeling when you're playing in the minors, because it's like like I'm going to get that chance. Yeah. So like some guys start playing a little bit for themselves, and it's like you feel that like lack of chemistry too. So I was fortunate to only have that maybe a year and a half out of my 5 years in North America. So we had a good group of guys pretty much all the years I was over there, and certain guys maybe like had different.
Yeah. So in Milwaukee, when you're in the AHL there, how many seasons did you play there? Was it?
I played 4 seasons in Milwaukee. Yeah.
And so some of the top players you're mentioning that you played with there.
So I played my first year. We had Pekka Rinne. We had Rich Peverly. Josh Langfeld. Okay. Cal O'Reilly.
Yeah, big name. Especially in college hockey, big name.
Yeah. I'm probably forgetting. Like there's.
And then in the NHL, you were mentioning some of the guys too as well. That when you went who were some of the players that you got with? I mean, some of those players now are superstars in the NHL.
Yeah, and when I first showed up at camp, like I've heard about these guys like Shea Weber, Ryan Suter, we had Radulov, Martin Erat, Jason Arnott,
Yeah.
Steve Sullivan.
Yeah, were
So
you
like
able to, yeah, those are some great names, and everyone will remember them. I mean, they really young kids now probably won't know some of those guys like Jason Arnott, but
yeah,
in our generation, he had some accomplishments and some highlights and all that he was talked about quite a bit.